What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's calculating. It's your boy Hunter Dizzles, you know what I'm saying? Thailand TV, welcome. Um, hey Hunter, man, you know what I'm saying? The God, man, you know what I'm saying? Here, you know what I mean? Doing what I do, man. Show y'all some love, giving y'all some you know what I mean? Daily affirmations, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me see. What's going on? Okay, my light wasn't right. My light was on tungsten light. It wasn't on daylight. I need that daylight. You know what I'm saying? I need that daylight on my face. I got that shea butter. You know what I mean? Got that shea butter on my face. You know what I'm saying? My little brother sent me the shipment of that little shea butter. You know what I mean? Yeah, from the motherland itself. Got you looking all nice. I hit that light, that daylight, make that shine, boy. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Oh, be on the lookout. Been in conversations with him, so be on the lookout. Getting that whole marketing, everything for his health and nutrition, Moore's life, and he'll have ointments. He'll have shea butter, pure shea butter from motherland Africa. He'll have different type of things that they're making with the shea butter. He'll have some water. That's the huge thing, is that he's going to have some purified, some mineral, some waters with some minerals in it, pure water, right? Pure H2O. You know what I'm saying? So be on the lookout for that, and some drink, like it's I forgot what type it is, but it's made from the water, but it's like a supplement drink. So be on the lookout for that. Moore's life. Uh, Coming at you soon. So, you know what I'm saying? It works and then it talks with that. So we're gonna get that crackulating. Just coming at you with daily affirmations today, but we got stuff coming in the works also with my other show. I got some ideas I'm putting together, some filming that I'm doing, get ready for broadcasting my first episode with that. And then also my first episode in a while, because you know what I'm saying, I've been doing this for a minute, but just to get kind of back on it consistently and keep putting out consistent content for you. I got a show coming with my boy, you know what I'm saying, my guy, Rob Parker, Coach Rob. And we got a show coming for you guys, man. It's in the works, you know what I'm saying? So everything is in the works, but it's coming, you know what I'm saying? Because we know the people need it, you know what I'm saying? So especially right now in this video age, I speak about this all the time, in this video age that we live in right now with social media. And everything's just visual, you know what I'm saying? Why not? Why not be a part of it? Why not put our hands in it? You know what I'm saying? So but yeah, last night, man, it was crackulating, man. The NBA was doing their thing. Got a big game tonight. That's why today I'm only gonna come at you with this afternoon show today. Tonight's show, I'm not gonna have it tonight. It's date night, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I mean? You gotta take care of yourself first. You know, my mom always said you gotta pay yourself first. And you know what I'm saying? I think one of the most looked over forms of payment is love and time. So spending time with your loved ones is very important when you have that. And the date night is Friday night. So you know what I mean? I ain't gonna come between that. Now I'm talking about I love you, but I ain't gonna come between that. Plus, I'm gonna have some stories for you anyway. I might end up one day I might go live on location wherever we at for date night. You know what I'm saying? Might even throw that in the mix, but you know what I'm saying? We'll see down the road. But like I said, I'll just be doing this little quick little show today, midday, and then I'll take the night off and roll out with the lady. Plus TJ got a game, I think, tonight too. So I'm gonna go over there, support him and his team. Last night was wilding. I told y'all, man. Ja Morant, man. I told y'all, man. I told him, didn't I? Told him yesterday. Man. Hey, you know what I'm saying? You playing against them damn Thunder boys, man. I told him, man, you got to get that together, man. Now you got to figure out, you got to figure out if you hurt or are you injured. You know what I'm saying? If you hurt, you know what I'm saying? Do like everybody from the old school, man. Lace them up, tape them up, and get in the game. If you hurt, if you injured, shut it down. You know what I'm saying? I don't put that on anyone to go play injured, but you know what I'm saying? People have done it, but I don't put that on anyone. I'll be the quickest one to be like, shut it down. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't risk your health for anything. But I told you, Ja, told you, man. Well, you know what I'm saying? You sitting over there, blowing up the world, man. You know what I'm saying? You blowing up the world, dog. You know what I'm saying? The world, Craig. You blowing it up. So, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Tough one, tough loss. They was hanging in there for a minute, though. It was a battle. It wasn't just like no win, no rollover win. You know what I'm saying? So they was banging for a minute. Shit, it was up 30. You know what I'm saying? It was up 30, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Like, that's matter of fact, that's worse than a rollover win because they came back from 30. They was down 30, you know what I'm saying? But when Ja went down, you know what I'm saying? It changes the whole spectrum of things, especially when you practice a certain way all season long and someone's not there. Everybody else has to step up and become, those people those pieces of what that person put forth for your team. So now you guys got to start adding up to equal what he's missing, what he's not bringing. So, tough loss for those guys, man. Being down 3-0 is tough. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, though, job, man. Figure it out, man. If you get hurt, get in the game. If you get injured, shut it down. So, Knicks did their thing. Y'all know my situation with the Knicks and acquiring Towns, and it's been working out for them. You know what I'm saying? He's mixed in very well. Last night, I mean, going up against Detroit Bad Boys, because the Bad Boys is back, man. Bickerstaff is putting the Bad Boys back together again. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a good matchup for both teams because, like I said, with Towns, I know he's kind of a little softy. You know what I'm saying? But he got some dogs with him, too. You know what I'm saying? Them Villanova dogs is on that team. So I talk about that all the time. So, yeah, they're doing pretty good. And then Kawhi. Told you, man. You know what I'm saying? Harden was old James Harden, and Kawhi was old Kawhi. So, you know what I'm saying? The Nuggets is tough, man. I had to see what's gonna happen, man. You know what I'm saying? I hope Nuggets don't go out. I hope they make it a more competitive series. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's what you gotta do. Figure it out, player, because it is looking bad. You know what I'm saying? Tonight, like I said, I'm not gonna be on tonight mainly because of the game. T-Wolves is crackulating, you know what I'm saying, tonight doing their thing against the LA Lakers, you know what I'm saying, LeBron James. I was talking stuff to my boy Coach Rod. He a Lakers fan. He love the Lakers, love them, you know what I'm saying? So I told him, I said, hey man, they gotta go, bro. It's time for LeBron to pass that torch, dog. You know what I'm saying? The face of the NBA, bro. I think Pastor Ant might have to baptize, you know what I'm saying? LBJ might have to baptize him one time just to let him know, pass the torch, player. Just pass the torch. Go ahead, just give it all the way up. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna watch that, man. I'm gonna be out with the lady, but we'll watch it wherever we're at. Guarantee you that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, just today, man. Wanted to get into a little bit of some real life stuff. In particular, like I mostly my daytime stuff deals with the younger folks. So just go into that a little bit more today. Speaking in particular about let's see here. Where's my stuff at here? Here we go. Here we go. So speaking in particular about parenting and coaching a student athlete, right? That's what my topic of today is. Yeah. So parenting and coaching a student athlete. I think, I labeled it the way I did because in particular, the parenting, it's actually parenting / coaching a student athlete because they're together, but I put parenting in front because just like student is in front of athlete, it's pretty much the same principle. I think parenting is how can I word it? I think parenting is the most underpaid job, first of all. I think it is a job, second of all. And I do think it is the most critical job that we do have in this world is to be parents. It's tough. It is very tough. It is very tough. It is very difficult. We know this by numbers, you know what I'm saying? By statistics. People that give up, people that give up right off the bat, you know what I'm saying? People that don't that get ready to get notifications that they're about to be one and quit it up, right? So it's a tough thing. I think that, always with respect to women who are stay-at-home mothers, most stay-at-home parents or stay-at-home mothers, I think that they've always been underappreciated. And I think men understand the difficulties of it too, because like I said, men are taking back the whole father um, stigma and raising their kids now, and some of them are raising them as single fathers, and they understand what it's like. And I've even been in, like I said, lived in Hollywood, so I've seen the housewives of house husbands of you know what I'm saying? Hollywood, you know what I'm saying? Like so. Yeah, I mean, and that's a lifestyle too. You know what I'm saying? A house husband is a lifestyle. The reason why it's a lifestyle is because it's a job. It's a needless, non-rewarding job. That's what it is. And we accept it and we got to go into it wholeheartedly and with nothing but love, because there's sometimes no reward for it. You know what I'm saying? So you got to buckle your seat up, man, and ride that thing till the wheels fall off or until they turn 18 and leave the house. You know what I mean? So, and some people would be like, oh, after they turn 18, you still parent. No, the fuck you're not. Excuse my language, my daytime show. No, the heck you're not. You know what I'm saying? For real, though. You're not. You know what I'm saying? That's not your job anymore. That's not your job. I get it. You do it, and it's good to do it, and you're supposed to do it, but it's not your job anymore when they turn 18. And that's for me, and I get it. Some people want to continue. Matter of fact, even if you look at any aspect, like look at people who allow their kids to stay with them after they're turning 18. You know what I'm saying? Most of them make their children pay rent. So if you know what I'm saying, if parenting is supposed to continue after your whatever, right? Why are you making a nigga pay rent, right? Because now you understand that it's not my job to parent you anymore. It may be my job as your father to be responsible to help out with certain things and not to motherfucking let your ass stay on your face. I'm gonna let you fall on your face, but not to let you stay on your face. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, hey, look, dust yourself off, man. Get right. Maybe let me clothe you. Let me put something over your head for a minute while you get on your feet. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to do that, right? And who better than do that than a parent when they're above 18, but below 18. That's what today's episode is about. It's about dealing with your children when they're younger, and especially athletes, right? Your student athletes. Like these kids are just different, right? They're different. They think different. They think differently. They approach the game differently, and they want something different in aspects of not better, but they want something um, that's entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Like basketball is like a driver's license. I've said it before. It's not a necessity. It's a luxury. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something that you can do, because you've earned the right to do it. You've been blessed with the skills to do it, but it's not a necessity. So kids that are student athletes I mean, they understand it for real. I always say this: when you set a bar for children, they'll reach the bar. You know what I'm saying? It's the problem is that we've gotten to the point where the kids tell you that the bar is too high. The bar is too high. So you're like, okay, well let's lower it. No, no, no. I tell this to people all the time, man. Like when I was in school, you had to get a 2.0, right? I know some private schools make it so you got to get a 3.0. Guess what? Every player on that team has. In the private school, every player has a 3.0. When I was playing basketball, every kid had a 2.0 because they said that's what you have to get. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that simple. Like you set the bar, you tell them what the bar. What do you think would happen if across the nation, every school, every institution said in order to play extracurricular activities, sports in particular, you had to get a 4.0? What do you think would happen? Do you think there would be no basketball teams, no football teams, no golf players, no volleyball players? Do you think that that's what would happen? Seriously, people, we're lowering the bar because we think that literally the whole sports world would vanish. Is that really what we think here? You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I look at it. Like that really what we think here? No, that's not what would happen. What would happen is they would get 4.0s. That's what would happen if we stood up as a community, as parents, teachers, organizations, schools, and we said, no, you guys need to be perfect they would be perfect. Even though it's impossible to be perfect. But I'm making a point here. Okay, calm down. Calm down. I'm just making a point. But no, seriously, if we set the bar at a certain level, the kids, that's what they are, man. They're kids. They want discipline. They need discipline. They don't understand what discipline fully is until they get older and understand the rewards and the benefits that they had for when they get younger. I say this before, how many times you had a teacher or a coach or something, and when you got older, you look back, it's like, man, that dude was pushing me, man. I love that dude, right? You know what I'm saying? As a young age, it's how you are. You think it's just somebody just getting on you, being hard on you, pushing you, whatever. You don't realize it till later. But we got to keep doing that because when that reward is going to be, you know what I'm saying, what it is. I mean, you look at my kids that I've coached and the kids that came through the system that we had with my guys, my little squad that I had coaching. And you look at those kids, they're I mean, look at those kids, man. They're the best at what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like in a group of them with a group of other kids, they're if they're not the best at what they do, I mean, they're in the top. You know what I'm saying? So it's significant, and that's because we didn't settle out. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't cry to us, and we said, "All right, we're not going to do it." We said, "No, go do it. No, go do it. No, go do it. Do it this hard. Do this hard." And the reason why is, somebody said to me, Gary Trent told me this before. Like you push a kid to do something 4 times, and he goes up a kid that's only been doing it for 2 times, only been doing it 2 times. By the time 2 years passes, the one that's been doing it 4 times has been doing whatever that kid's been doing twice as much. You know what I'm saying? So if you push them hard, when they go up against other kids that have never had that hard, they're just going to dominate them. They're just going to dominate them because that person hasn't been doing it at the level I've been doing it every day, right? But yeah, parenting is one of the hardest things when it comes into that. That's why I put it first, because you got to stick to your chores. You got to make sure they're doing chores, and it's very hard because of the fact that they do so much. But you got to make sure that they stay disciplined to that aspect of home and making sure they understand they take care of home, because that's what's going to be there for them all the time. And even when they get older, they got to understand, take care of home, and take care of your stuff, right? Take care of the things you need to do and get on some kind of regimen with taking care of your stuff, right? Checking school. You know what I'm saying? As a parent, it's very important to make sure you're checking their school, get on that Schoology that we have or whatever website it is that you guys have, and check that stuff out. Just go up on there, pop up on there, boom, check them. Hey, look, hey, man, your stuff is slipping, man. It says you're missing 2 assignments. What's going on? Hey, where are these at? You got to be on that, man. Please don't make a surprise to your coaches, to any extracurricular activity supervisor that your kid is with, when all of a sudden your kid ain't getting things done or they're failing and it's a surprise. Get in front of it right away, because you can find out if a trimester and a semester or whatever. If a trimester is 3 months, right? If a trimester is about 3 months, right? Within the first month, you should know, like by the first month, they've had at least about 10, 15 assignments, at least, right? So by 10, 15 assignments, we got grade curvature coming out. You know what I'm saying? We got, you know what I'm saying? We got missed assignments, we got lateness, we got extra credit. You know what I'm saying? So we got a wave of grades right now. You know what I'm saying? So we can see where people at. And that's around the time where you really want, as a parent, dip in there on your own, not just take their word for it, dip in on their own. Most parents sometimes, I mean, there was a period of time where I was like that with my son, where I was in his Schoology like every other day, at least once a week. I was in his Schoology, right? You know what I'm saying? And I think that was when we came out of COVID, when we were in COVID, and then when we came out of COVID too, for a little while, because I just wanted him to get used to making sure that he was back focused on getting his work done and taking care of the things he needed to do in school. I think school is one of the biggest add-ons in their life as they grow up. They get it for free for 5. So they get it for free for 13 years, right? They get free education for 13 years. Unless you're putting your kids in private school. And then after that, most of the time you got to pay for it if you're lucky enough. That's why I talk about kids, these student athletes that have a different life, because they understand that, man, one day I want to be on a college court playing basketball for free and getting a free education. They don't understand the free education part sometimes, but they know, right? Kids ain't dumb. They know, they see, and they know. So big thing with the parenting, for me, parenting time. You got to find some parenting time, or excuse me, some family time. You got to find some you got to find some family time. You got to find some family time. Um, with the whole coaching and parenting thing, you know what I'm saying? Like you're doing so much. If you're able to coach your kid, fortunately, you can be around them when you're coaching and they're at the facility together. But if you're not, if you're coaching somewhere else and they're playing somewhere else, it's very difficult. It's a lot of time that you guys lose, connection time, and you got to find that. You got to find a way to make sure you have that family time. Son and dad time is very, very critical. Very critical for fathers and sons. Very critical. One of the things about me and my son is we you know what I'm saying, my son is a little sensitive dude, you know what I'm saying, on the low. I'm a big bear, so I'm a little sensitive guy on the inside too, you know what I'm saying. I'm just tough about my sensitivity. But I I get on him all the time, you know what I mean. I'm like, man, what's up, man? You want to kick it with your dad, man? What's up, man? Dad can't get no time. I tell him that all the time, and I got no shame in saying that to my son, because it's real deal, you know what I'm saying. I love you, I raised you. You used to be you shoot. I remember, I don't know if one of my friends who helped me coach my son when he's in kindergarten at the Y. But I remember when no, he was in third grade. He was 3 years old playing kindergarten, and going out there for the first time, and he was holding my pocket. Little 3 year old, he was just holding my pocket everywhere I went. You know what I'm saying? He went. I'm like, no, until he got the ball. Finally got the ball. He walk over there, he shoot that thing, and then once he hit, he come right back, grab my pocket again. But from going from that to now, him being like, you know what I'm saying, all right, dad, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I'm out with the boys, I'm out with my lady. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, all right. You know what I'm saying? I'm at practice. Man, one day he called me up. One day he had track practice, football training, and basketball practice in the same day. And I'm sitting here like, dude, like, how you gonna make that happen? But he did. You know what I'm saying? And I was shocked. I was like, yo, he came back, like, where you been? He's like, oh, I had track practice, then I was with Rama, and then I was at basketball practice. I was like, wow, okay. I was impressed because I didn't tell him to do it. I didn't check his schedule. I didn't make sure he did this. I didn't call him and say, hey, you gotta make sure you go there, go there. He did it on his own. So it's good to be able to see him do that, but still at the same time, so I'll be trying to check him and be like, yo, man, you better spend time with your dad, man. And he'll do it too. Like, I'll say it to him one night, and then the next day, I'll come home, or I'll come out the room, into the living room. He's sitting in the living room, and I'm like, what's up, man? What you need, man? Because you don't just be in the living room, you know what I'm saying? What's up, man? What you want? Like, oh, you want to spend some time with your dad, which is cool, you know what I'm saying? And my dude, little Lincoln, his son, my son, his little brother Lincoln, they pretty close though, so it's good when we can have us three to be together. You know what I'm saying, with some daddy and sons time. So got to get that, got to have that. It's important, especially males. Males on, what I'm saying, males for males. So dads got to be involved in these kids' lives as a parent. If you have the luxury to be able to coach them too, you got to understand how to mix that up and have just regular family time and son and dad time beyond that. It's very difficult, but you got to find it. The conversations, something that is big for me that I'm working with my son now is just conversation. Trying to just sit there and have a talk. You know what I'm saying? Like me and one of my friends were talking about this the other day about parenting and asking why. Just with coaching, just working with kids too. With my sons, a big thing I've been trying to do for the last 2 or 3 years was try to ask him. Saying why, what are you doing, or what's going on with that, or why do you feel that way, or what's going on? Give me more dialogue. You know what I'm saying? Because especially if you're going to go out in the world and you're going to be a student athlete at the next level, you got to be able to talk and present yourself, because I'm not gonna be there for you. It's all on you now. So working with him on that, and just being able to have some, quality conversations that are without sports. Just life in general, what's going on in the world, how's so and so, how's your buddy, have you talked to so and so, did you see so and so did that thing, and yeah, do you see the news, man, that's crazy, man, you hear that song, that's all dope, man, I know, man, I'm with that, what's up? So yeah, you got to make sure that you have those conversations, man, where you just kind of talk about other things than sports. It's very big to have that, because you can, especially if you're coaching your son, you can, you can dilute your relationship. One of them, either the parenting, either the father relationship or the coach relationship, one of them's going to lose. So, because you can't make everybody happy, right? Right. So yeah, you got to make sure as a parent you're pushing them always be pushing them. We just talked about that, raising the bar. You hold the bar here, let them come up to the bar. Don't go down to them. Let them come up to you. They're kids. They want to. Kids want to be the best. See, the difference between us as adults is that we know how difficult it is now. You know what I'm saying? I'm 47 years old. I know how difficult it is to be a CIA agent. I know how difficult it is to be a firefighter. I know how difficult it is to be a Marine. I know how difficult it is to be an NBA player. I know how difficult it is to be those things. Kid doesn't. They don't know how difficult it is, right? They can hear it, but they don't really understand the significance of it until you get older and really see it. So if they don't understand the difficulties of it, why not make them at that time go as hard as they can, go the highest you can, shoot for the moon. You'll still end up, if you miss the moon, you'll still be around the stars, right? But just shoot as high as you can, as hard as you can. Keep going, keep going. Don't stop. Keep going, right? Um, and we gotta be, as parents, we gotta push them too. We have to push them to do what they can do. Um, it's difficult as parents because we want the best for them, but in order for them to get the best and be the best later and along in life, you got to push them when they're younger, um, especially at a young age, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard with these young kids, but you got to push them, and they're very eccentric and they're very excited. They love to learn. They love. You ever see kids' faces pop up when they learn something? You don't want them to lose that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want them to lose that. And it's okay to tell them it's not good enough. Me personally, this is, like I said, my show. This is my show. I speak how I speak. You know what I'm saying? So my beliefs. I feel it's okay to tell them it's not good enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, my son came home with a B one time. I said, it ain't good enough. No. What can we do to get that up? That's just me though. But that's just me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, because if I don't ask that of you, who will? You know what I'm saying? In reality, like, if I don't ask it, who will? You know what I'm saying? And then I want to do it so much that it becomes innate in your head, where it's almost a voice in your head, until all of a sudden that voice in the head turns into just you just automatically repetitiously doing it. You know what I'm saying? But that's why you got to be that voice in their head all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's not good enough. I need more. No, I need more. Come on, give me more. And it yields great results for your child, for them. Some success for them to sit there and smile about and be like, wow, wow, look what I did. Um, and helping them, which leads into helping them. Nothing wrong with it, but you got to do it at a level that's not teaching them that that's how life is. You cannot help them to the point to where they think that life is going to have somebody helping them all the time, because nobody is, especially young men. Most of the things I'm teaching are particular to young men. Girls is a little bit different. You guys have a little bit more leeway. It's a little bit more of, and this is, like I say, all I speak is facts and reality. You prove me wrong, but otherwise, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna speak my facts. Girls have it a little bit easier. They got a little bit more of the possibility of having handouts, right? Just people that want to, reach out to help them. Where guys, it's more like, no, we want to see what you can do, right? So you got to get your kids on that. You got to get them on that ability to help themselves, and it's okay to let them fall on their face. It's okay to fall on your face. It's okay to fail. It's not okay to suffer in the failure. And it's not okay to bask in the failure. It's not okay to stay in the failure. It's okay to fail because you learn. You learn what you should and should not do. If you do something and you fail, now you know what not to do. Get it out the way when you're young. Now I know what to do. My mom always tells me this story about my grandma who put her hand over the stove, man. Because that was back in the day when they had the gas stove with the flames. Said my mom took her head, my grandma took her head, put her head over the stove. Yeah, all right. You better watch what the hell you saying and doing, right? See, my mom knew. Don't put your hand over. Don't put your hand over that fire, though. I tell you that much, boy. But you learn, you fail, you learn, you move on. You become more adjusted to what things you're not supposed to do to acquire that failure. And I think that those are good things, attributes as parents to have, is to be able to just kind of step back, take a breath, close your eyes, and just go be with God, young man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Good luck out there, right? And you be surprised, man. Sometimes if you've done everything else when they were young, you pushed them hard, you told them you ain't settling for shit. When you push them out the nest to spread the wings and fly, you close your eyes, look at them, you be like, oh shit, nigga flying. You be surprised. So helping them is cool, but you got to do it to a limit. It's got to be limited. Uh, um, Pushing them has to be limitless, but helping them there has to be a limit, right? Because you want them to finally be able to be on their own. They got to be able to be on their own, man. You know what I'm saying? And then you get to discipline, right? Which feeds right into discipline. You know what I'm saying? Disciplining them, teaching them chores, teaching them the concept of time, teaching them the importance of treating their body right, rest, eating good, working out, getting stronger, um, your brain discipline. You know what I'm saying? Focusing on time frames to do everything. You got your time frame for school. You got your time frame for your homework. You got your time frame with your friends. You got your time frame for working out. You got your time frame who oversees all that, and that's building your body, right? Our bodies are a vessel, and whatever we put into it and whatever we do to it yields the results that we want, right? So, with that discipline, we smooth and transition into coaching, right? Because a big part of that coaching, you have to have them to be disciplined. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a very big part of coaching your kid is the discipline part, and you roll into that from parenting because it kind of trickles. They both trickle into each other, you know, and that's one of the difficulties. Like I said, it you can do it, but it's difficult. It's a difficult and it's a strain on the relationship because sometimes you're always parenting, right? Or you're always coaching. You see what I'm saying? Like it's never really like it's very difficult to go into parenting then coaching, right? It's always like it trickles into the other one. I'm parenting you, and then we got to go to practice, and now I'm coaching you. Or I've been coaching you all night, and now you know what I'm saying we're going home watching basketball, we're watching film, get ready for the game next day, right? So it's like it all trickles into each other. There's never really no broken down. Okay, I'm parenting you for this a little period of time, and then a little bit later today, I'm gonna be your coach, right? Real coaches and real coaches that are hands on like that. There's really hardly any of that time, and it's very difficult. It's very difficult to get that separation but it's important to. But as a coach, you have to make sure that they understand some of the differences in what you're giving them, and one of the differences is knowing sports laws, right? Basketball laws, knowing the laws of the game. You know, what I'm saying the rules of the game, whether it be basketball, football, whatever sport it is, you got to know the rules of the game. And as long as you're teaching your kid the rules of the game and understanding the rules of the game, then you can start to teach them that there's a difference with the things that I'm teaching you that have to do with sports and the things that I'm teaching you that have to do with life. But always incorporate these things into each other because they work with each other. But you got to understand the things that I'm teaching you as an aspect of basketball, or excuse me, as an aspect of sports. You got to understand that's the sports part of me. That's the sports part of us. Sports is part of our relationship. Now, when we talk about things and how important it is at home and family and friends and your mom and me and your grandparents and being a good person. Now, those are things that we're doing outside of the home, but those skills still can be brought into what you do on the court, understanding your team, loving your team and all that, right? But they got to just understand the rules of the game because it's easier for them to be able to separate. Okay, dad's coaching me around now, and dad's parenting me, right? And with the rules of the game, they got to respect them. Respect the game, man. Learn how to respect the game, man. If you respect the game, young man, then I can coach you. You know what I'm saying? It's only when you start disrespecting the game, you're not listening to coaching, you're not listening to hierarchy, you're not listening to your teammates, you got a bad attitude, your perception on things is not just in a rye, but it's non-reachable. Like I can't reel you back in. You know what I'm saying? You're just so far out there, so far out there, so upset that I can't reach you. And for me and my son, it was difficult. You know what I'm saying? It was a little difficult. It was a couple of times when he was younger too. I was like, yo, it was one time. I remember one time, man, I'm coaching him, man. I was about to. I was like, I called a sub, did something. I called a sub to get him out the game. He's like, I'm not coming out the game. I said, boy, boy, what? I said, you what? You what? You what? Boy, I said, hey man, hey. I told him, I said, hey man, I'm about to get this dude, bro. Hey man, I'm about to get this dude, man, right now, man. I was like, hey man, you better come sit down, bro. You know what I'm saying? But once we got older, now in high school days, actually being on the staff with him, it was easy for me actually. Now that he got older, it's easy for me because I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like at that level, I'm not his head coach, so I don't deal with you, young man. You know what I'm saying? Go talk to your head coach. You got a problem with something, go talk to your head coach. Oh, you didn't feel like this, oh, we'll talk to your head coach. And it's one of those type of things where, I can tell him, what I'm saying, what I see about his game and what he needs to improve on or what he needs to work on. But when it comes to what's happening out there or what he's getting, I tell him go talk to your coach. That has nothing to do with me, young man. Like, hey, you know what I mean? Like I see what I see, I know what I would do, but you need to go holler at your coach or you need to do what do your coach say? Okay, well then you need to do that. That's what you need to go out there and do, So and it's something for some people it's difficult to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like um I think that you got to reward your children. And as a coach, what they're trying to do and say is that you have to be limited to what you do in regards to rewarding your children. And I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. I look at um, LeBron James. I look at um, um, Dion. I look at LeVar Ball. We've had these posts before, but I look at those three men, and those three men were not quiet about their kids, not one bit. They were not quiet about their kids one bit. And for people to tell people that it's a bad idea or try to shun them from celebrating their kids, when if they're on coaching their kids, I think that's not pure. As long as you're not favoritism, as long as you don't have favoritism of your kid, as long as you understand the severity of just favoritism in your kid and giving everything to your kid, you got it. I think you got it because if you can recognize what your kid brings to the table and the attributes that your kid has that's good for your team, and that them being a part of what's going on out there is huge, and you put them in to do that, then you're doing it right. But if you put in kids that aren't at the level of the other kids you're playing, and not only that, but at the level of the kids, that you have in the on your team, and also at the level of the kids that you guys are playing, and you're exploiting your child, then you got a problem, right? Um, I think one of the things for me was that being able to just step back, like in practices, even so, because I've been in practices and stuff, and I just say, me, I throw a suggestion at him, and he'd be like, up, up, up. I just keep walking by. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let your coaches coach you. Then that's all good. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to ruin that father son. Because if it goes crazy or awry, or goes in a haywire situation at practice, how do you think it's going to be when we come home? And I think one of the most important things is the father and son relationship, or excuse me, the son and father relationship. I think that's more important than the coach relationship. I will not ruin my father son relationship just for coaching. You know what I'm saying? For coaching him and going off on him and getting mad at him or whatever. But you know, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because I be hyped about my son, man. I don't get that. I don't get how people get quiet about theirs. I'm hyped about my kid. I love my kid, man. My kid make me jump up and shout. You know what I'm saying? All my kids do. I love what they do. My son, my dude Lincoln, he get something right, man. Spell a word right or pronounce a word right in a book, man. I'm like, oh my God, look at you. You got that. You know what I'm saying? You got to be the biggest cheerleader. I've said that before in one of my podcasts about your relationships. And that's one of them too, with your children, be their biggest cheerleader. I am his biggest cheerleader, man. I'm TJ's biggest cheerleader too. I'm Brianna's biggest cheerleader. And, that's just how I am. I'm gonna be your biggest cheerleader. I don't even care. All right. So that's how it goes. And ain't nobody gonna try to stop me from doing that. I think that's the worst thing people can do is try to make you stop from being that because they wouldn't. And this is what that cracks me up about people that try to silence people from proclaiming their love and their celebration for their kids is they wouldn't. They wouldn't sit there and let somebody tell them not to celebrate their children. They wouldn't let them do that. So why would you why would you listen to somebody tell you to do that? Because they wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? If their kids, they had the opportunity to do that too, they'd be right up under that. If everybody had the opportunity that LeVar Ball got, if everybody had the opportunity like Deion Sanders had, if everybody had the opportunity like um um you know what I'm saying? Like these guys that have all these fathers that are out here that have the opportunity, LeBron, hugest opportunity, hugest platform, right, to give their kid the opportunity that they have. Why wouldn't you do it, man? Don't lie and act like you wouldn't do it, man. Come on, man. And people I think people in our society today shun on that. Like I said, I think they shun on people that are active in their kids' lives or trying to give their kids the best opportunity, especially when they know their kids are stars. You know what I'm saying? Kids are stars. You know what I'm saying? You can't hold back stars, man. They're gonna shine, bro. You can't do that. So let me see where we at on time. Okay, I'm trying to keep it down. Boom. In regards to coaching, one of the things that you need to do as a coach that you're letting them know is a little bit different than parenting is. You want to let them know intangibles, right? I think letting the kids know when they're playing sports how important it is to do intangibles. That's more of a you can use the word for household things too, but I think it's more so when it comes to sports, because when you're talking about doing intangibles, you're talking about doing the little things, right? The little things are really, 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 really important in sports than they are at home. They got to learn the little thing. They got to learn what the hell the little things are. You know what I'm saying? You got to break down, okay, well, if you can take the napkin and fold it on your lap, then food wouldn't fall on your pants while you're eating. Or if you move to your plate and eat, so little things, right? You're going to always be teaching those kids that. But in sports, they'll be able to pick those things up a lot quicker because they're just natural things as far as like reflexes, reading the defense, reading the offensive player, diving for loose balls, hustling, getting back on D, shot mechanics. You know what I'm saying? Just all the little things. Passing the ball, these are things that they need to learn young, right? Because in that way you don't have to try to, because everything, like I told y'all before the other day, I was talking about everything's about rewiring. So if you got to rewire kids, like just think about this. Think about this. This is what I tell people all the time. On the basketball court, you got 5 people on the court, right? If you got 5 people on the court that like to shoot the ball, their primary thought is to shoot the ball, 5 people, and they're playing against some very great defense, right? When people play against very great defense, what do? They go to what they're comfortable with doing. When you go to what you're most comfortable with doing, you're going to go to what your primary thought is, right? So if you got 5 people on the court that are being D'd up by great defense, what do you think those 5 people are going to be thinking if their primary thought is to shoot the ball? They're all going to be thinking, I got to shoot the ball. I got to shoot the ball. I got to shoot the ball. Right? But what if you had a kid, right? You had 4 kids that like to shoot the ball, but then you had 1 kid who learned a lot of intangibles when he was young, and one of those intangibles was he learned how to pass the ball. His primary thought is to pass the ball. So when he gets the ball against great defense, his idea is going to be, let me penetrate so that I can pass the ball, because that's my primary thought. Let me dribble, drive, bring in the defense, kick it, pass, wide open shot for the guy who thinking, I gotta shoot the ball. Right? So you know what I'm saying? I mean, not to mock it, but just to talk it. Right? I'm not mocking it. I'm talking it. If we gonna change it, we got to talk about it. And one thing about change that I learned from a lot of people, a lot of greats in the past is that change doesn't come with you saying it and then 50,000 people like, yeah, let's jump on it, right? Change comes with a lot of people saying, hey man, no, we don't see that. No, we like it like this. No, that's what it comes with. And that's what I get a lot of. And I'm cool with that, but we going to change this game. And the kids that are around me, they get better. You know what I'm saying? So you can deny it or whatever all you want to, but proof is in the pudding. You know what I'm saying? The kids fuck with me, they get better. Excuse my language, it's early morning show. Kids mess with me and they get better because I believe in the kids, I can see the kids, and I can relate to the kids. You know what I'm saying? Better than anybody else. Holla at your boy. 800 Style Production. Anyway, plus with intangibles, you got to make the basic routine. What I mean by that is you got to make them understand that passing the ball, diving for loose balls, hustling is all part of what you're just supposed to do. Like someone shouldn't have to ask you to do that or ask that of you. That's when the ball goes up in the air to the buzzer. Those are the things you just do naturally. So you got to make sure that they understand that doing the basic things are routine. I tell people these kids all the time that being great is just someone who does good all the time. Because if you really think about it, think about everybody you mess with. If you think realistically, even yourself, right? If you take yourself out of yourself and look at everybody, including yourself, and you say, who does good all the time that I know? Think about all the time. Everything that you do is good, right? It's very difficult to figure that person out. And the ones that you do think about that do good all the time, they're great, right? Right, they're doing great things, right? There's nobody that does horrible sometimes and does good sometimes, and they're sitting on top and great, right? There are people that do great. The people that do great are the people that do good all the time, right? That's just very simple, basic stuff. And in sports, it's like that. You want to teach these kids um the the basics routine. The basics are routine, right? And I had a guy at actually would wear out the nets. You know what I'm saying? It was cool. I fuck with wear out the nets. Back in the day, I took my kids, my team to wear out the nets for a session. And I asked the guy, I said, man, because after our session over, he had like some high school kids. We were in fourth, fifth grade at the time. I think we were in fifth grade at the time. And so took him over to the facility for an hour workout. After our hour workout was done, he had some high school kids up in there. And so where our kids are getting ready, and I'm just watching him with the high school kids, and he's basically working out with the high school kids and doing basically the same thing that he was doing with our kids. Just kind of start out with. I didn't watch the whole practice, but we watched half of it. And he was doing the same thing to start out with his practice with the older kids that he started out with us. And so I asked him, I said, hey, what is it that you do really differently than, you know what I'm saying, what you do with younger kids? He was like, really? He's like, honestly, to be honest, it's mainly about repetition. Everything's about repetition. He's like, so you see me kind of teaching these kids the same thing that your kids taught, because I'm trying to get them just to be, be repetitive with it. You know, how you're going up with the right leg on the, saying right side of the basket, you know what I'm saying, with the left side of the basket, you know what I'm saying, like ball control, just basics, you know what I'm saying? And you have to teach them that routine stuff all the way up. You know what I'm saying? That repetition has to be continued. It's basically the basics. Like I just said, if you get the basics down, you can do everything else. I think a lot of times kids just want to jump into the game and just start jacking up threes like Steph Curry. But they don't understand is that Steph Curry sits there a foot right at the basket, a foot from the basket, and shoots 10, 15 jumpers, and then steps back 1 foot, 10, 15 jump. You know what I'm saying? And he does that all the time. He gets his repetition for his shot down before he just goes out there and just launching up threes, right? Because if you look at his fluidness of his shot, it's very it's very disciplined. His body language is very disciplined. The shot is always the same. What he's doing when he gets to the shot and after the shot is different, but the shot and the form are all the same. And it's all about repetition. So with coaching, you got to make sure that you're getting these guys to understand the value of repetition. Teamwork. I think that teamwork equals family time. As I was speaking to before, you got to have that time where you're with your kid as a father, son, or say mothers. I know some of y'all single mothers, so don't take it personal. I'm not being personal at all, because you guys, man, shoot, you gotta. Mommy ain't nothing. The two bonds that are equally and higher than anything is a mother-son bond and a father-daughter bond. Those two bonds are the heights. You know what I'm saying? Yes, father-son bond is everything. But ain't nobody gonna take care of a girl like they father, and ain't nobody gonna take care of love a son like they mother. Straight up, mother or kid. Matter of fact, mothers be kicking their daddies out the house. So you know how strong the mother-son bond is. Get your ass up out of here. This is my son, right? So, you know what I'm saying? Jokes, you know what I'm saying? I always got jokes for you, but real talk, mothers, this is all on YouTube. Please interpret this stuff, incorporate it in if you're a mother too. Please don't sit up there. I'm saying all this stuff to say only dads have these relationships. No, but the dad and son relationship is a huge thing when it comes to being a student athlete and also a parent coach. So very, very huge of a connection there. Teamwork is family time, yo. Like you got to understand that, you know what I'm saying? You're going on events, you're going on bus rides, you're going to games, you're practicing 2-3 hours a day, you're working on your game, you're going to trainers, you're doing all this stuff and you're doing it. A lot of times if you're coaching your kid, you're doing it together. You know what I'm saying? So like you can use that as family time too. You know what I'm saying? Like, your connectedness. And plus you got to make sure that he understands that the family time extends, a family extended, is his team. You know what I'm saying? That's now our family now. You know what I'm saying? The head coach, the assistant coaches, the managers, your boys on the team, the guys that you're not boys with, the younger grades, the higher grades, whatever it is. And then also your father is part of that. It's a whole family, you know what I'm saying, that you guys now have an extended family. And you got to understand that. So use that as some of your family time too. You know what I'm saying? Go on outings. Hopefully you guys with some of your teams, you go on outings and stuff like that. So you can really have some fun and hang out, and use some of that too. Because in that way, when you're home, when you're driving home or whatever, or when you leave from school, you know what I'm saying, from practice or whatever, you guys can have just regular, you know what I'm saying, talk, or just have some fun. It isn't always just strictly business, even though sometimes it should be. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, especially once you start getting up to that level, going D1 sports, or if you're trying to go pro, now it's all business. Let's get this money, right? Um, I think one of the things, the last thing I want to close on really is the difficulty. One of the biggest difficulties that I felt is coaching other kids. Um, I know, like I told you before, I know my son is sensitive, you know, so I can see it. So I know all kids are sensitive. A lot of kids just project it and respond to it differently, but all kids are sensitive, man. They are really sensitive. And I think that one of the things that I noticed about my son was that I can kind of tell his jealousy of me coaching other kids. You know, you can see that, you know what I'm saying? You can tell seeing you connect with other kids and hug other kids and bringing them in. You know, you come on, man. You know, as a kid, you watching your dad do that, you know, you feel some type of way, right? You feel some type of resentment for even playing this sport because now, you know what I'm saying, you got to give up your time with your dad to someone else, and you're watching it, you know what I'm saying, let alone knowing about it. You're watching it, right? So when you coach your son, you coach at another school or something is different, but still they know, right? And I think sensitively wise, they can feel that, and I think it's hard. And I think if it's kept inside, like anything else internally with feelings that you keep inside, it's going to bubble up. It's going to come out in a way that's not cool, right? So you got to make sure that you're having those conversations, how I was talking about before, so that way you can find those things out earlier, and you can make sure that your child understands the difference between the coaching you and the parenting you, and make sure that when it comes to the parenting you, they always got you. The coaching you, you're going to have to share. You know what I'm saying? You're just gonna have to share. But the parenting me, it's all yours. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I just really wanted to touch on this today. Um, you know, I felt it was something that needed to be spoke upon in regards to, you know, a lot of parents out here who, you know what I'm saying, you know, who deal with student athletes, and then also a lot of coaches who deal with student athletes, but a lot of um parent coaches that deal with student athletes. I think it's huge to have these conversations. Um, yeah, man, I'm just gonna come and bring some more stuff to you, man. Today was really a day for giving back to um, everyone in regards to how our children need to have us be better. This is just information, man. This is just information. Young people, if you're watching this too, this is information for you too. So you guys can possibly understand what goes on in parents' minds. It may not be all parents. It doesn't have to be all parents. There's some out there. You know, everything that I talk and everything I say ain't for everybody, but it's for somebody. And that's the only person that I'm trying to reach, is the person that wants to have this information. So and it needs it, you know, needs to hear it. So it's okay. It's okay to be hard on your kids. It's okay to push them to be the best. It's okay to coach them. It's okay to try to get them to be the best version of themselves as possible at home and on the court of the field. And there's nothing wrong with that. As we know from Dion, as we know from LeVar Ball, and as we know from LeBron James, there's nothing wrong with you wanting to be a part of your kid being the best. And if you can help them get there, why not? Blessings. Have a good weekend, everybody. Watch the T-Wolves bust LeBron ass. Pass the torch, LeBron. Give it to Ant. Just go ahead and give it to him. You know what I'm saying? He's ready for it. You know what I'm saying? He's already got his Ant-Man, his Marvel nickname. He's already part of the Avengers. So just go ahead and give it to him, dog. Big dog. Come on, King. Come on, the King. Come on, pass that crown, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'll holler at y'all, man. One love. Go Timberwolves. And yeah, I'll probably try to come to you guys again this weekend. If not, it'll be next Monday. It'll be Monday. So love y'all. Peace to the gods.